This is the Segovia Show.
Yeah, I'm right here. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Segovia Show. Let me make this solo. It's a Tuesday afternoon. Holy smokes, this day went by real quick. I was just getting out of back-to-back webinars, and I must say, there's a lot going on that I'm gonna have to really devote another stream just for business stuff. If you're just tuning in and you haven't seen my other stream that I did yesterday, that one went out. There were, my goodness, there's these problems with Rumble Studio that I'll get to in a moment. But I did a stream to address certain issues that Los Angeles is facing. Now, those of you that are not in LA, whether you live in California but don't reside anywhere near Southern California, or whether you're outside of California, think that maybe none of this relates to any of you, believe me, you should be paying attention. And one of the things that I was highlighting was some of the failing housing agencies, in particular the one that's being defunded, the Homelessness Services Agency, and the other one is the one that I've been dealing with like for half of my life, and that's the Los Angeles Housing Department. I always have to talk about those guys. Don't like them at all. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go check it out. I couldn't timestamp it for those of you on the replay, but it's definitely worthwhile getting through it, especially since there's a lot about the LA Housing Department that people don't know about and how they are destroying the ability for property owners to properly service their clients and to protect their own investments. But if you're just tuning in, I'm Andres Segovia. I do real estate, I do construction, I do property management for my day-to-day. And when I'm not doing any of that, I also content create. Right now I'm doing live streams. I kind of feel like I should do more of that, especially since I am here on Rumble and I'm transmitting to other places too. So this is going out to you on YouTube, X, and Rumble today. I'm not streaming to other places at the moment, but maybe Twitch, I'll add you guys later. Again, Gene World, also, and D-Live. But for now, it's just them. The business ones for sure I do to LinkedIn because, of course, LinkedIn is more interested in those kind of topics. But today, this is a tech stream. I'll be focusing a lot on trying to figure out what this thing that a lot of you have been asking me about. Will I cover the above phone? And it's just after the previous stream that I was answering questions, above phone came up like 3 times. So like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna finally address what this thing is. So I have been pulling up their website. I pulled up their X account and other things. So we're gonna go through it together to find out what this is. I got some updates well, soon to be updates, but I kind of expected this to be the case from Rob Braxman. I had mentioned this in one of my streams that this might happen. So I pulled up his locals account and I did screenshot that and shared it to my community over on YouTube. You guys should be aware of this. I anticipated this, and it looks like they have to tackle this head on because of all the uncertainties with the tariffs. As of yesterday, now there's a 90-day pause on certain tariffs, not the baseline tariffs of 10% across the whole world, but the reciprocal tariffs, retaliatory tariffs in some cases, or whatever it was above that, on a tariff on top of the tariff, with the exception of China. Those have been put back. I think yesterday, Wall Street had one of the biggest days in its history, and today, last I checked, it wasn't doing too well. Let's see, Dow Jones. Oh, they just closed. So let's see what they closed at. It was down 1,014.79. So at the ringing of the bell, that's down 2.5%. 2.5% of what? I don't know, but the 5-day forecast. You guys can't see this, but I can. So it did recover from the big drop that it had, because it had a major dip this morning. I saw like a 1,600 below. So it's made some kind of recovery there. But what that all means is really for those that have their stuff invested. So you'll be more concerned than anyone else. But anyway, so I do have some updates about that, about what Rob dropped to his community, and what I anticipate he's going to talk about tonight on his live stream, which is only on Rumble. So if you're watching on YouTube, he doesn't do his streams over to YouTube. He only does them on Rumble. So go check out his Rumble page, Rob Braxman Tech, and you'll find that his channel there. The other thing I was going to do, and that's going to be towards the tail end of this stream, I have several devices here on my desk, and so I got the second camera up. This is primarily why I can't use Rumble Studio. Mainly, I have to do a pass-through. So for those of you watching on Rumble, I'm doing a pass-through from Streamyard, because I can do a second camera. So I got a second camera set up, and I'll just tease really quick what I have here that I'm going to share with you a little later, because we're going to walk through some of this together after I do some of the updates and go to the above phone. The S24 Ultra just got the 5.5 gigabyte download for UI 7.0. One UI 7.0. I'm happy about that. I'm going to obviously go through the unplugged phone. There's the new firmware update that I was testing and that I wanted to compare to make sure I'm not missing anything. When I compare it to this is the Google Pixel 4. This one's running Calyx. I just got the latest update for that one too, that I'm about to share the bad news about. And my favorite Android of all time. This is the HTC One M8. This is running Lineage OS, and it's the unofficial build because technically the support for this stopped a long time ago. But a lot of help from people over at XDA Developers. So thank you, XDA Developers. Alrighty, so I have a few windows open for myself. I will be monitoring the chats over on Rumble to my right, but from looking for in front of me, I have StreamYard. So anybody chiming in from YouTube and technically X should be appearing there, but we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so maybe just YouTube, not X. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the website for Above Phone, but before I do so, Rumble, seriously. I don't know how many times I've got to report these bugs. I'm not the only one having these. Some gamers have complained about them. Even some people from the LWC crew that do their own side gig have been having these issues. Yesterday, I was streaming on Rumble Studio, and it was like dropping different connections at any given time. I think it streamed only about less than 9 minutes to YouTube. It streamed about 12 minutes to Twitch, and it streamed about 25 to 30 minutes over to X before that thing just crapped out. So that's why, for those of you on YouTube, if you saw like I went live twice, I premiered the stream after I did the stream. So I premiered it because of the issues. It only streamed like 9 minutes. So once the stream was done, I took the stream, I premiered it. That's why it's up there. And an update about YouTube, actually, before I get into the above phone. So I just received several emails from YouTube saying that the copyright disputes on these other videos that I disputed have been lifted. So technically, I won those. But again, I won it on a technicality, because it's on my theme song, a theme song that I have license to use. I paid for this thing, man. I shelled out thousands of bucks just to get my show off the ground. And having done all that, just being hit by these things is just pretty stupid. So some of the videos that I challenged, if these were monetized streams, because I challenged them early enough, anything that was monetized was in escrow. So in other words, it was going to be withheld from sending it to the one issuing the copyright claim. So having won this, that means anything that I earned. It's not going to the copyright holder because I'm licensed to use it. So with respects to what's happening right now, which is pretty stupid, I just received another follow-up email that my stream from last night got dinged. Like, so like, there's always something with YouTube, and that was not related to my theme song. So I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but that's all to say that as I prepare to do more live streaming, because I want to connect with all of you in real time and to go over some of these things in real time and to do what I haven't seen anybody else do, live reviews. So tech reviews, I want to do them live. That's what we're going to go through the above phone. I want to open up for questions. If anyone's chiming in, I'll be able to answer them as we get going. But with all this live streaming and all these issues that I have on YouTube and also Rumble, I've been re-strategizing what I'm intending on doing. So I do plan on keeping the tech streams going to as many places as I can. But I might be doing my other streams, such as interviews and business-centric, and maybe some panels that will have people discussing certain issues on a topic. I might just be dropping clips of those to YouTube and elsewhere, but I'll live streaming on Rumble. But Rumble is not a place that's friendly for clips for some reason, so I won't be posting the clips to Rumble. But where I do get a lot of picks up the slack from all this is Play TV. So thank you for those on Play TV that have subscribed and that are supporting my content over there. Anyway, let's get into this thing. Let me switch over to this because we are going to go through. Oh, looks like there's some webinars going on here. My goodness, until I tell you about some of these stupid things going on with the webinars, it's insane. All right, so from here on out, I'll be able to clip this out later. So I have to ask the question, what is the above phone? And that's kind of becoming my mantra now when I'm trying to investigate things. So we have this thing here that just pulled up. A pop-up at abovephone.com. It says access key insights for free. Get 4 value pack webinars. I'll follow up with that later. Okay, so here is the website for Above Phone. I have checked this out some time ago, so it looks like they did do some updates, and I am curious to what it is. It looks like their offerings include phones, tablets, and computers. It looks like a computer to me. All right, so break limits and go above. Let's see what this is all about. Big tech wants to keep you in a box. Take back your power with technology that unlocks new freedoms and protects your data. You know, I might do one of these on Punked because I've only ever done their clock, but I've never actually touched their phones because they don't work on Verizon, and they also partnered up with Apostrophe OS that was also backed by Crackberry Kevin Mikola also. So Above phone, privacy first, 0 connections to big tech, minimize your data footprint, easy to use, ready to use out of the box, free call and video guides. Better than big tech, unlock new features and technology. Well, this is supposed to be a de-Googled phone, so let's find out. Freedom to choose what works for you. Use it as a secondary private phone or let it replace all of your communication needs. You're in complete control over your tech and the power to choose, control your apps, and their permissions, communicate over Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and download apps directly and from popular app stores. So far, nothing we haven't seen before on the coverages that I've done for Brax3 and what I've done in covering the unplugged phone, because these are all the Google devices. Okay, so it looks like they have a different kind of offering here. So there are phones and there are laptops. They have real support, and there's something called the Above Suite. I'm going to assume that's like the unplugged phone stuff. They do have tablets and this thing called Data Sim. All right, we're going to take this one at a time. Let's start with the phones, because that's what primarily everybody asks me about. So let's discover from $5.99. Phones, the Above phone can do anything your old phone can do while giving you more freedom and privacy. Enjoy new app stores. New app stores, huh? Apps to browse the web, communicate, enjoy media, navigate, and so much more. So this is the Pixel 9 Pro XL from $1,500. $14.99. Wow. So they're buying. I don't think they're buying them wholesale, but they're buying. Well, they could be. Um, they're buying the Pixel devices. They're um, unlocking the bootloader and having to flash their own custom ROM, which is, I don't know what it's called yet. I'm assuming it's above OS or something like that. And they, I guess they must harden something. Secure and private OS right here. Layers of protection to avoid big tech tracking. Works with any service, user existing number and call service, including internet numbers. Easy to migrate. Free call with our support engineers to help you transfer your data. Look, I'm not going to go over the hardware here, because to go over the hardware, it's literally just going over the Pixel devices. So anybody that wants to know about the Pixels can go over onto Google, the Google store, and check out their offerings there, because it's a Pixel phone. And I know that the Pixel phones do support all the major carriers and the bring your own device carriers in the United States. So by extension, it should technically work worldwide. So they offer the Pixel 9 Pro at $14.99. They have other ones down here. Let's see. They have the Pixel 9, they have the Pixel 7a, and the Pixel 6. The Pixel 6 is at $550. The Pixel 7a is at $849. By the way, they Pixel just launched the Pixel 9a, so it'd be interesting to see if they'll pick that one up. And the Pixel 9 at $1,099. All right, so you know what? I am going to pull up the Google store, because I think it's important to see what the upcharge is for them to flash their own custom ROM to this. So let me just pull up the phones. Okay, so let's start with this, because this is their flagship, the most expensive one. Let's see how much is the upcharge for the above phone. If this thing will load. Okay, so we have the Pixel 9 Pro XL, the Pixel 9 Pro, yeah. So with up to 1 terabyte. So they're giving you the options to buy them in the different data buckets that are, or the onboard storage that you can get with the Pixel, like when you're buying it from the actual store. So I'm going to pull up the Pixel 9 Pro XL on the store right here. Pixel 9 Pro. I don't think you could choose the color. This essentials, you get the case, screen protector, additional storage. The additional storage package is an easy-to-use backup and data migration solution for your above phone. Migrate contents and files with ease across multiple devices. This USB drive can connect to a regular PC and the above phone without needing an adapter. So in other words, it's a thumb drive. A hub, a 14-in-1 USB-C hub for another $60. So now you're turning... you could actually use desktop mode on this thing. Audio adapter, because it's USB Type-C and doesn't have any headphone jack. Ethernet adapter, no, that'll work faster. And you get basic support. So all customers get access. All customers get access. I think they're trying to say all customers get access to our knowledge base and 24/7 email support. For those who need extra help, we offer additional support, which is another $200 thing, where a 2-hour migration session. I'm assuming they're helping you transfer everything over. So here they charge $100 a year for the above phone suite. We're going to find out what that is. So in total, which is included out the door with 120 gigabytes, it's $15.99 for the above phone. Okay, so it looks like this thing, it's a Pixel wearing a case, that rubberized case. I guess it's just to hide the fact that it's a Google device. Cause see right there. Yeah, so this obsidian color. Specs, I don't need to read them. And they're promising updates until August 2031. So that's what, 6 years? 7 years if you count when the phone was released last year, and that's about what Google said they were going to be releasing in terms of updates. So I'm assuming they're going based off the Android open source project with their scheduling. So 7 years is what Google is offering for the Pixel lineup with the update, security patches, and all that. So let us see what it will cost to actually buy a Pixel XL Pro. Sorry, I hit the mute button there. Okay, so let's see. So a Pixel 9 Pro XL with 128 gigabyte storage, $14.99 base price, skipping the essentials that they say that you can add on. It comes with basic support, and then their privacy services. For those of you that have been following me covering the Unplugged phone, Unplugged has their own suite of apps. I have to check how much it costs for the year, but over here, the privacy services cost $100 annually, which is already checked. You can uncheck it, but let's just have it checked. So out the door is $15.99, and that's just for the 128 gigabyte. And it goes all the way to the 1 terabyte, which out the door, just the phone itself is $2,249. So 120 gigabyte storage for the Pixel 9 Pro. How much does the real thing cost? So here it is. This is the Obsidian, 128 gigabytes unlocked, and the phone out the door, skipping any trade-ins, skipping any phone coverage, skipping any add-on features, no specials. The phone is $1,099. Hold on. Am I reading that right? They're not doing it. Works with any major carrier. Are they doing any promotion? Special offer. Claim a $250 promotion by choosing a promo code to apply at checkout. So no, this is not a promo code. This is the standard base price. $1,099. Okay, so let me go back to the above phone. We're looking at an upcharge of $400 to get an above phone. So in other words, they flashed it for you. So they took off they Googled it, and then they flashed their own software, and they upcharged $400. That's what I'm understanding here. Wow. Damn. And on top of that, you still got to pay for the above privacy suite, another $100, $15.99. Then we better find out what this software is, yeah? Because, dude, that's a lot of money. Damn. Wow. I'm a little speechless. So that's a lot of money. A $400 upcharge. Let's find out what this operating system is. So these are the offerings, but I want to see just shop, learn. I want to learn about. So they have some webinars, letters, sales, support, affiliates, careers, about. Would they have it on about? Because dude, that's a lot of money. Okay, let's see. I like the logo. We are above. Since 2021, we've been creating friendly technology ecosystems where people are empowered and not free. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Are empowered and free, not surveilled and controlled. Whether it's your phone, laptop, or communications, you can use our products to change the world for the better. So freedom, the true power of the internet is to bring people together. Our founding team was disillusioned by the corporations they worked for, who lacked the respect for individual freedoms, privacy, and bodily autonomy. That's actually become a very big conversation lately with what's their names? Holy smokes. Jeff Dornick from Pickaxe been tackling AI and transhumanism. Anyway, own your data. As we solidified our work together, we took great measures to protect your data. Going above, our products are wonderful tools that work out of the box with cutting-edge software. However, you are the most important tool in the stack, and that's why we go above and beyond with our education and support. The world demands that courageous people change the world for the better. Our tools will help you do that. Okay, products and services. Fine, I'll go to the suite. I don't see anything specifically about the OS. Just gonna go ahead and assume that it's a custom Android OS that they develop, and then they add their own suite of apps to it. Reliable, secure communications that are easy to use. These services work to protect your internet activity and communications. They are universal internet utilities, meaning that they will work on any device and can be migrated to other services if you so choose. Of course, the chat, end-to-end multimedia communication on XMPP, send text, files, links, voice, end-to-end encrypted calls and video calls. Enjoy multi-device sync across desktop and mobile. That's what I come to expect. Phone, anonymous calling and texting. There it is again. Powered by jmp.chat and XMPP. And VPN and DNS. Protect your internet traffic from observers. Performance so fast you will know it's running. their own private email. You receive an at above.im with 2 GB storage and desktop and mobile access. Deletion is permanent and logs deleted every 48 hours. Okay, so this is a little different because if you're going to use like the prime example that I have here, I keep coming back to because I have it here next to me, the unplugged phone with Calyx I believe is running K9. Yeah, K9 Mail comes pre-installed in Calyx OS. For those of you just joining, this is the Pixel 4. I flashed Calyx OS on it. I don't remember what I have on Lineage OS. I'll go over it when I get to it, but I think I have to download an email client when it comes to Lineage. Yeah, I don't see an email client built in with Lineage OS. Okay, but in this case, they are providing private email for your phone and computer. So you're not just paying for the other apps, you're also getting email here. So that's something different when it comes to offerings. Video conferencing, your private video conferencing server that anyone can join. Web, desktop, and mobile access. Friends can join without needing an account. There's no login or recording. Enjoy the ability to moderate, share screens, and use virtual backgrounds. This reminds me of what Brave was doing because Brave actually has their own video conferencing software too. So hold on. I see what it did. You guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing. Sorry. This is what I was reading right here. You didn't miss all that much. It's just text on this page. There's no graphics or anything. But here's what I was reading when it comes to the private email. You'll receive an above.im video conferencing private link search. Make an anonymous search request to 100 different sources of information at once. Search the most popular search engines without giving up your identity. You can even search for links, files, images, maps, music, and videos. You can configure which sources you prefer. And of course, there's no login or ads. I like the idea that you can do it all at once and see what it gets back to you. And is that it? Choose your privacy plan. Oh, here we go. So this is the part that I'm most interested in. A private phone is only as private as the services it uses. Protect your internet traffic and communications with the above privacy suite. So this is what separates the phone from anything else. And you have to weigh the option if getting a Pixel device at retail, doing the custom flashing yourself to a Calyx or Graphene or anything else on the market out there like IoT, and figuring out what privacy suite of apps you want to put on it. What out the door before taxes and anything else would be, let's say, $1,000 for a phone if it's the Pixel Pro, the 9 Pro, and the work that you put into it. If you know how to do these things, and look, some of this pretty simple steps to follow. Just don't brick it. Just don't brick your phone. And then you have to decide. So is it better if it's out the door, someone already did it for you and they offer their own services and support? So these cutting edge solutions, our software is handpicked to retain the most privacy while still achieving a feature rich and robust user experience. Each solution is fully open source and time tested. Best of all, our services pair effortlessly with apps on the phone. Okay, so the 1 year prepaid is $100, and the yearly subscription after that is $100. Okay, and that's it. Okay, it doesn't really give me any more. All right. Okay, so all this you get for $100, and because I'm curious, I'm opening Unplug's website because I don't remember what they're charging for their suite of apps. That's primarily their other offering, right? How much is the suite of apps? Okay, just to tell you, it's $129.99. Okay, you get a free trial when you get the unplugged phone, and after that it's 1 year when you buy the phone. So it's $129.99. So they have a $30. They charge $30 more for their services over at Unplug. Okay, so let's go back to the devices because these guys do a little more than just phones, though. And this is what I was kind of teasing that maybe Unplug was trying to do with the rumors that they might be working on tablets and such. It doesn't really take much to do for a tablet, but I wouldn't get into the tablet market. That one is not a viable place. If you want to get into anything when it comes to computing, you're going to want to get into the computer space because of the whole concerns with Windows recall. So they offer laptops here. They offer their own. Okay, here we go. Aluminum 6. Let's find out about this. Cutting edge OS, huh? So they say cutting edge OS running above OS. Hey, I was right. They call their software above OS. Lightweight and performant, one-click upgrades and maintenance. Oh my goodness, this pop-up. Reliable hardware, military durability specifications, packed with features, extend with USB-C hub. What's that supposed to mean? And then live support. Yeah, but I want to see the thing. Okay, so these are premium devices here. You can get the starter for a budget. This one, let's start with this. It's $7.99. What does that kind of computer get you? Above OS. Man, I was on it. But I'm curious, what's that supposed to mean? Is this just a... Well, let's find out. The above starter is a powerful 14-inch business laptop featuring an Intel Core i5 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and the fast SSD solid-state drive storage. Built for durability and performance, it offers robust security, long battery life, and seamless productivity on the go. All above book models are renewed hardware in like-new condition. Some units may have minor imperfections. So they are buying used laptops, or like refurbished laptops, to say, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I buy refurbished stuff too, but at least you know what you're getting, so they're not going to be like pristine out of the box and perfect shape. So what they're offering at starting price of let's see this one. $7.99 gets you the 16 gigabytes RAM with i5 Intel Core, a 720p webcam. It's full HD, IPS display, no touchscreen. Okay, it's a let's see, 3.2 pounds, pretty heavy, huh? So it has two USB Type-C ports, two USB Type-A ports, an Ethernet port, HDMI, audio, micro USB card reader. So this thing's loaded with connections. You don't technically need a what is it? A hub if you have all those ports built in. Let me see. That's a really small picture. Can we see it? I can't. It's going to be pixelated. So okay. You can actually upgrade this. You'll still get 16 gigabyte RAM, but you get the i7 Intel Core i7. So it's a 10th generation for the i5. So it's an Intel Core i5 10th generation. It's clocked at 1.6 gigahertz. Okay, so you can get the i7, and then you can get more onboard storage if you want. So 1 terabyte for another $100. That's doubling your data, your onboard storage. To a terabyte, it's $100. 2 terabytes, $240, and 4 terabytes, $500. You can get a USB premium Ethernet cable, above phone username. Choose the username for your above book. Above book, not above phone. Above book. This will be your local account on your new computer. Wait, this is a requirement? Fascinating. And there's that thing again. Above privacy suite. Okay, so I have questions though. What is this? Is this a computer shell in which they took out Windows and just flashed a Chromium based OS? Like there's Chromebook, right? So there's no other Chromebook but what there was, oh my goodness, and I have to remember what it was called. I took my older PCs and I was able to dual boot them. I dual booted Windows and then Android onto the computer. Let me see if I could do a quick Google search for this. Android OS for Windows PC. There does exist Bliss OS, Android for your PC. So this is what I mean. So this is an example of an OS, which is Android for your computer. Before Bliss OS, though, hey, I hit the thing. You guys are seeing this, right? I want to make sure you guys are seeing it. All right, good. You're seeing it. Oh, these pop-ups, man. And there isn't any audio playing in any of this, so I shouldn't be missing out on any audio. So you guys won't be missing out on any of it either. I don't remember what it was called. I think I do have in the warehouse one of my old work PCs where I did flash. I mean, I did dual boot to an Android OS, and it was free. It was free for a couple of years. It gave new life to really old business machines. But then it was, I don't know if the project was sunsetted. I'm assuming they were bought out because you couldn't keep something going like that for free. You have to license it. So here is a variation of that. So Bliss OS for PC, an Android-based open source OS that incorporates many optimization features that support many devices. What's more, it's available. It's available for just about any Chromebook, PC, or tablet released in the last 10 years. So it's the same concept that you're basically getting Android open source, like a de-Googled Android for your computer. And in the previous one, oh my goodness, what was it called? Uh, I'll find out what it is. Rum. It's not Runcible, but it was something. And you could do that. So what I'm looking at here is what I'm assuming on the above book. Let me go back to sharing this. So with the above book, so it looks like they took a Windows computer and they removed Windows from it and flashed over in their own open source Android OS, which you'll then be able to use seamless with a tablet, with a phone, or you don't even have to use any of those. So technically, this means it's a super powerful Android computer, but it's not a computer. So that means your Windows programs will not work on this device. That's my understanding at the onset here. I wish they had a dedicated page so we could just go over above OS. Yeah, we don't. So these are used or refurbished PCs that's they better be in excellent condition because they look like they're upcharging significantly. That's how much they believe in their product, which is a good sign, but it's also they're asking for a lot out the door. So if you had issues because Unplugged was expensive, wow, this is a lot more expensive. All right, so this is the above phone aluminum. The above book aluminum is a versatile 14 inch 2-in-1 laptop featuring Intel Core i5, 16 gigabytes. With this one has touchscreen with a built-in rechargeable pen, long battery life, a rechargeable pen. So who did that? Was that Lenovo? These are like Lenovo computers because only Lenovo, as far as I know, has that little dot in the middle for their mouse. So there's the touchpad, right? But there's a little dot in the middle of the keyboard. These look like Lenovo computers. That's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing. So you can trust the Lenovo products. So either this was a trade in Lenovo or was a Lenovo that was a lemon that was sent back to the manufacturer and then they were renewed. And that's why they're in like new condition, but some units may have minor imperfections. So this is an i7. This is Intel Core i7 10th generation. What generation are we in right now? Intel Core latest generation 2025. We are, what is it? CES. What did you show off? Latest chip lineup. Looking really quick. I don't think they're going based off that anymore because they call it Arrow Lake. All right, I'm not going to spend too much time looking for that. But this is why anybody at Above Phone who's watching this, I want to talk to you. And I reached out through socials. I will be emailing you guys after this because I am curious if I'm very close to figuring out what all this is in my understanding. These Lenovo computers, because they're one of the few that actually have a stylus. So what's Carbon? If it doesn't have that dot in the middle, then that means this is now Lenovo. But I don't see the dot in the middle. Yeah, there it is. So this is another Lenovo. This is lightweight, ultra premium business laptop with an Intel Core i7, 16 gigabytes RAM, 14-inch display, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, featuring Intel Iris Xe graphics, long battery life, reduced blue light emissions, and robust security. It's ideal for professionals. Professionals, yes, but you have to, you're saying it's above OS, and I don't see anywhere here where you're informing your clientele that this is Android. which is very key because some people can mistakenly buy a computer like this thinking it's like a Mac OS or a Windows PC, only to find out that their programs will not work here unless there is an Android version of that app that then can work, but it will be very limited in what it can do. So I just think that you guys need to inform about that because I was kind of assuming this might have been a Windows computer that you guys hardened, but no, this is not a bad thing. And just that it also for the layman, they're gonna need to know this because my goodness, look at these prices. $15.99 for the most premium one with the above privacy suite attached, another $100. So I have to ask: is the $100 privacy suite, if someone buys the phone, the computer, and the tablet, do they have to pay for a subscription each time? I'm assuming you don't, but because I see it everywhere, I think you could uncheck it, right? It's checked right there, unchecked. So I'm assuming that if you get it on one, it'll include with the others. But if you have to get it for each of them, then people will have to know that too. Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah. So let me click. Is this going to lead me back to the listing? I'm clicking on this image. Let me see if it. Yeah, it just takes me back to the listing. I want to see a walkthrough of this. So this is the closest I'll get to it. This looks like Bliss OS. It almost looks like a computer. It looks like different desktops. Is that it? That's all they showed. I don't see anything else. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Bliss OS. Okay, Bliss OS for PC.org, because this is licensable. So I don't know how above above works with their things, but who knows if they might have licensed from these guys. Okay, so you can download it yourself if I'm not mistaken. We have minimal theme design without any bloatware or unwanted adware. Let me see custom settings. So there's looks like the App Store, desktop or tablet UI. You can pick one or another. This looks like a tablet UI. Immutable system. You guys got a lot of ads on your site, man. Let me see. Those are commercials. I'm not clicking on that button. Bias something. So they're on Bliss OS 15 stable based on Android 12L. Okay, so they're behind about 3 because we're on Android 15 officially. And how much time have I gone through this? Okay, I'm gonna have to start wrapping this up because I got to move on to the other topics. But I'm gonna be clipping this out, and hopefully it'll pick up steam on its own because I can tell you that YouTube has already issued a copyright claim on my episode, which is stupid. But let me see. That's the organization. I don't want the organization. Dude, you guys got a ton of pop-ups, yo. Wow. Is this it though? I can't see anything else. I'm going through their website here. You can download it yourself so you can try it. Maybe I could use it in the virtual machine. I don't know. But we can bring Bliss to every device we can, and our PC builds even include extra ARM and ARM64 compatibility, so you can use your favorite apps. Whose favorite apps? You're not running Windows apps. You guys, this is Android. Okay, so it looks like this. So let me go back to, oh my goodness. I'm coming back to the above phone. The pop-up is waiting for me. I should have used the pop-up blocker, huh? Well, anyway, so let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I don't see much of anything else other than that little presentation there. Let's see. One more question about the above phone. Above phone iPhone. Let's see. That's not what I was looking for. All right, I don't see it. That's a question, status icon. Does anyone know? Because for those of you that have been asking me about this to look into it, have any of you checked out if these guys sold iPhones, like if they jailbroke iPhones to then flash it. I'm curious because I don't know. I feel like I've run into this company before at some capacity, and that I might have seen them with an iPhone on a listing. I could be mistaken. A lot of these companies, they look the same. They offer the same. They just offer different prices and the logo, and you're either paying for the development, research and development, or for some of the hardware. So the difference between, I could tell you immediately, between above phone and unplugged phone is that unplugged phone does build their own hardware, and I am curious to see what the tariffs will have on an already expensive phone. And in this case, above phone is getting them from I don't know how they're getting them, honestly. So they're using devices from Google mostly to do their offering. So they're using the Pixel tablet. That was the last thing I was going to show you guys. So the Pixel tablet is the other device that they're using. So I guess it works with the dock. I'd be curious to see. So they got the Hazel one here, and I do have this one. Um, I could flash this over, but I don't see anywhere here where you can download the OS yourself and just pay a licensing thing and just de-Google it that way. It looks like they're telling you got to go through them. Okay. All right. So I think I've gone through what I needed to go through with above phone. I I wish there was more information where we could just get an actual look and feel of the OS. Otherwise, should we just go to blissos.org and just see what they have there, and that's the experience that we can expect from a above phone? I have done a dual boot for a computer, just like you can use Boot Camp for Intel powered MacBooks, where you can run Windows or you can run Mac. I did the same, where you can run Windows, you can run Android. So I did run Android. It was actually a better experience with my older work computers, and this is the very same experience that I see coming here. But the downside to all that is that you can't install Windows apps on it. So when you're buying a laptop, you're assuming you're buying a Windows compatible device. So if you're buying a computer shell that's running Android and you're paying that much more, it's really just getting an Android tablet with a keyboard at that point. So is the upcharge worth it for what people believe in security? If you're going to be doing cloud-based computing, then absolutely, because otherwise your choice is a Chrome OS, a Chromebook. Okay. All right. So that's that for them. I messaged you guys above phone. They're called Above Agency. So above phone on X. I did message you guys on the socials, so you guys see it. Great. Otherwise, I'll be reaching out again so we can get connected and see where things go from there. All right, so let's move on with the little bit of time that I have, because I have to be going pretty soon, and my lunch has been sitting on my desk for over an hour at this point. I haven't had a chance to eat. Now, for those of you watching on X, YouTube, and Rumble, thank you so much for joining me. You guys can chime into the comments if you have any questions. I will be going really quick over this update because I will be showing you some of my favorite apps with respects to the some people have been asking me about, like, is there an Android Auto alternative for like the unplugged phone? That goes the same for any of the Google device. So that's why I have a Lineage OS, Calyx OS, and the unplugged phone next to me that I'll be firing up the second camera in Memento. But before that, this is from Rob Braxman's Locals page. So he's going to be going live, I think, at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's when he's scheduled. So this is what he had to say. We have a crisis. Trade wars, tariffs, and Brax3 phone manufacturing. We need your ideas. So I'm going to read to you this, and I'll be chiming in through here. And if I can, I'll be tuning in live and chiming into the comments. I try whenever I can, but as a fellow content creator that also has a day job, that has a family, there's only so much time that can go around. Our company that is manufacturing the Brax3 phone is right smack in the middle of a trade war and timed exactly to when we're about to ship the phones. We are a small company. We are not Apple. Now we have to repivot because 125% tariffs are not sustainable, and we are the ones that have to pay that. Yeah, that's the retaliatory tariffs that Trump put on China, and this phone is built in China. But our understanding was that they had the phones already here, or at least they were manufactured. I just don't know if they were here in the States, or if they still had to ship them from China because they were just trying to supposedly get them beta tested with the IOTA's team and make sure that it all works fine. So this is what I mean about what I said last time on my streams about answering the questions about Rob Braxman's phone. The Ubuntu Touch, I'm assuming that on the timetable, don't expect it this year. At the rate this is going, I do not expect any resources to be put in to figuring out Ubuntu Touch out the door. So right now they're trying to figure out IOTA to work, and now it's like crap. And now when we get it to work, how do we ship it? When now the phone that was supposed to be $299 really costs, it should cost the user anywhere from $650 or more. That's the reality of things. That's the thing, that when you try to bring to market a very inexpensive product, that you don't have much wiggle room. See? And companies that are offshoring a lot of the manufacturing, in some cases because there's no choice, because there's no semiconductors really manufactured here at scale that can power, say, Samsungs, that can power, say, iPhones. And Samsung has their own Exynos chips anyway. Even if they went away with Qualcomm, they have their own Exynos. But that becomes the big deal, that these are the charges that are slapped on that are then passed on to us. The Brax3 device already had I don't want to say failed to launch, because it wasn't really launching, it was a kickoff. Stripe flagged their merchant fees, and they've already lost that money in merchant fees when Stripe was flagging all that for fraud. That's why they went the Indiegogo route. And in fact, I still have next to me here, this is the printout of the email I got from Plement. Plement is from Lunar Tech. They're the ones that are the ones building the Brax3 device. And yes, I am disappointed that I was not selected for the beta. It would have been a lot more interesting had that been the case. But here, where does he say? Touch base again towards the end of next month. Yeah, that didn't happen. So why we switched to Indiegogo? So we opened for pre-orders over a month ago. Little did we know, a ton of people rushed on the open date and smashed everything. First our website, then our payment processor. We ended up getting our account locked with Stripe because we did a lot of revenue really quick, and the product is considered a high risk for them in terms of chargeback potential, because of scammers that steal credit cards, end up buying expensive technology, it seems. Combine that with the fact that 90% of people were using VPN, plus it's a product that we will ship in a few months. We got our Stripe account closed and had to refund 90% of the people. The 10% not refunded used alternative payment methods or used our European processor. So that led to them having to stretch the delivery date. They had to simplify the project and adjust to a possibly lower order volume because of the issues. And that was just at the beginning. And now they're slapped with they're caught in the middle of the tariff war. They were hoping it wouldn't affect them. It's affecting them now. So here, now we have, I will give you a heads up on what we're going to do, says Rob. This will obviously affect our shipping time and shipping strategy, and even and even where the product is finally assembled. So that means it's not fully assembled yet, at least the other orders, because they have a few. We need your help. Tonight, we want your feedback, and we want to see what you think we should do, and comment if our plan is good or we have to rethink it. How am I looking on time? Guys, I am sorry. I will not be able to do the apps today, and I guess that's fine because I need to do a follow-up. I'm running up on time, so I won't be able to do that. I had the second camera already set up, ready to go. But I'm going to share my thoughts on this and close out with the update to the S24 Ultra that just got the One UI 7. So my apologies there. I did a deep dive on the above phone, not to mention my initial complaints about Rumble Studio. But anyway, so Rob is asking for suggestions. This is a very important moment, and we are changing directions almost hourly because of what's in the news. So let me hit a like. This is the Locals account. You can check out my Locals if you're on Rumble. Hit the join button. You'll be led to my Locals page. Just like Rob, everything is pretty much free there. There's a few things that are probably just for supporters, but you can go check it out over there. But okay, we need your help. Tonight, we want your feedback and we want to see what you think we should do, and comment if our plan is good or if we have to rethink it. So I guess they're gonna say what their plan is, because I don't see anything here saying what the plan is. But what I can tell you is that I don't think we're gonna get the phone in April. We are already on April 10th, and they're already delayed since March, and they were hoping to ship it out in March. Um, that got delayed. They were hoping for April, and now this whole tariff thing is delaying it again. That's one of the things that when you're dealing with a lot of uncertainty, that these things tend to happen. And as I expressed on my show yesterday, if you guys missed it, I suggest you check it out. YouTube is not playing nicely with that one, and that's primarily why I'm only going to be doing the tech streaming stuff to everywhere, including YouTube. But on YouTube, I'll be posting clips. I won't be doing the other lives to YouTube anymore because YouTube doesn't like live if it's from smaller accounts, not the bigger accounts. Okay, so what I said about what happens with companies that are working and they're reliant heavily on overseas, for better or worse. Okay, there's some things that just cannot be manufactured in the United States. I had a very tense meeting in the morning because complaining about to the extent of that it's God's judgment that we have someone like Trump in the White House. I'm like, well, obviously I don't agree because I voted for him. But the thing is that anybody that you knew about the tariffs, you knew they were coming, you just didn't expect that they would move this fast and this hard. The thing is, there's also the other reality of things, just like Deutsch going out there and just chainsawing everything. It's like, dude, you're chainsawing the good things too. My friend Sarah Adams, her building was being shuttered. Deutsch just came in there shutting everything down. Sarah was not one of those flimsy people that just taking up federal resources. She's out there making a difference and highly ignored by the very organization that she's working for. But anyway, you can shut down, you can put tariffs on everything coming from overseas, but where's the steel manufacturing in the United States? Where are those companies? The manufacturing that, yeah, they're going to invest in the United States, but when will we feel the relief? It's like saying, you know what, I'm going to invest in that electric car. It's going to cost me $100,000 that I don't have right now, but I'm going to get it because I'm going to be saving on gas. Well, when will the savings and investment finally pay off? That's the thing. If it's not here right now, you're planning for the future. And there are small companies that are being affected by this. And there's certain friends of mine that were expressing themselves online yesterday that I had a very strong disagreement. It's like, oh, then see, you shouldn't be in that business. Well, easy for you to say, you didn't start the business. You didn't. But it's funny because a lot of them actually, their businesses rely upon an international market. So I'm like, excuse me, you wouldn't be in your position today if those international markets did not pick up the slack that the American markets didn't. So I think it's very... it's very ignorant to just brush things off like that, but it's also the reality of the world that we live in. We are a global economy, and I hate to see this, and I anticipated this happening, and I warned about this happening back very early on. I think I covered it in the first episode that I covered the Brax3 device, but I want to see them succeed. But at the same time, at $299, like that's not going to happen. At least not in how they hope for, and they're running into those very issues right now. And I hate to see it because they've been operating in an investment, shelled out a lot of money already, and short of asking the people that have invested already to invest a little more, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow because there's some people that have been leaving comments on my YouTube channel saying, is this product even real? Is it really coming out? And if I had the device in hand, I'll be able to tell you, but I don't. So I know it's a real device. And I trust Rob. I have no reason to doubt him. It's just, it was too good to be true. That's really what it comes down to. Damn, we all wanted this price to succeed. I said the same thing about the iPhone SE. When the iPhone SE came out, I hate the thing, okay? But the price point and the feature set that it was providing, I said that's exactly what the market needs. And you know who responded in kind? Google did with the A lineup. So you get the Pixel 9, you get the Pixel Pro, the XL, the Fold, the Pro Fold, whatever the hell it's called. And now you get the Pixel 9a, which is a watered down version, but keeping a lot of the features that just make the product great, that make a Pixel the Pixel. It was a runaway hit. Was it the 3a or the 4a? I don't remember which is the one they started with. But that was a direct response to what Apple was doing with the SE. You know, There's a market for that. That's why when it comes to the de-googled playing field, everything's expensive. So for those of you that were complaining, oh, the unplugged phone's so expensive, punked phones were priced pretty high too. And if you go over to the Clear OS devices, those were priced around the same or more compared to the unplugged phone. And then you had the case of what's their names? I just went over the above phone products. Way more expensive. I'd never seen prices that high except for some that Clear was selling. Okay, and the difference among maybe Punked makes their own phones. Unplugged makes their own phones. Those other ones are taking renewed devices, flashing their own custom ROM on it and their privacy suite, and then upcharging to pay for, I'm assuming, their research and development. So a $300 device where they build their own phone, they build their own software, which they ended up going with IoT, so they're partnering up with someone else to be able to do it. We're hopeful. We're hopeful. But then a global market, tariffs, delays, research and development, these things take time. And time is money. So I'm going to relabel this stream. I'm sorry I can't do the other things. This is the HTC One M8 running Lineage unplugged phone with the Libertas or Liberty OS. And this is the Pixel 4 running Calyx. I was going to show you some of my favorite de-googled or open source apps that you can use. So I'll tell you what they are, but then we'll walk through them next time. AutoZen is the one that you can use in place of Android Auto. Unfortunately, it will not connect to your device dashboard head in the car, so you have to use it off the phone, kind of like I used to be with Android Auto, where it'd be off the phone. So it's the same concept. There's another app called Drive Safely. It works, but it requires Google services, so not everything works. And last I checked, it wasn't really working well, so I just didn't even bother anymore. You know how you can share device, like Quick Share, that really relies on Google services, like Quick Share from your phone to the computer. There is an app for that. It's called Share Me. I believe that's done by Xiaomi, actually. It's a really great service, though. There's no ads in it, and it doesn't require you to sign in. And you can always do Bluetooth to Bluetooth, but of course that's a lot slower. But Share Me works just fine, and you could even do QR scans. So you could scan to the other and then just transmit to Share. So I will share or go through those apps in more detail when I get the chance. But for those of us that use Samsung devices as primary daily drivers, so this is the S24 Ultra. I just got the One UI 7 on this thing. I cleared out the cache after updating all the apps because I needed to. Oh, great. The roofer just responded. I need to respond to the roofer. That's why I got to go. Let me tell you, this thing, I believe, is officially running Android 15. So this software update, it was like 5.5 gigabytes, huge. So One UI version 7.0, Android version 15, security patch level April 1st. Yippee ki. Now, I can't say the same for the Fold 6. That one is still not receiving the update, and I expected that one to be delayed. So I'm hitting the software update on that, and it's not coming through. And by the way, Google, what the heck is taking so long? I'm still waiting for the freaking updates for the April Pixel drops. I don't have it for the Watch 3 or the Watch, the first generation, or the 9 Pro. So this is the delay right there, what's going on. But anyway, that's that for this stream, yo. I'm going to be updating this to make sure that people that are tuning in are not so dismayed. And I will save it for the next time I stream. So my streams are like this. I intend to stream my tech stuff over to YouTube, Rumble, and X. But I will be repurposing my business streams, like the one I did yesterday. If you didn't tune into that, I put a lot of work into that one. But I hope you do check it out, even though you're not from Los Angeles or in California altogether, because there's stuff that's cautionary that you should be aware of, because it's coming to a city near you or it's already there. And you're going to be dealing with this as you're entering into real estate investment at some capacity, or even if you're just a homeowner of your own home. It's still an investment, and see what you're doing to your ability to enjoy your home. the radical Marxists that just hate the fact that you have and that they don't want to take it away from you. They want the state to own all the property. And YouTube doesn't like that kind of content. So I intend to, it'll still be up on the podcast. So you guys on YouTube, you might just be getting the audio. But the tech streams, it will still go everywhere that I can. And I'm hoping that because they'll be live, I'll be interacting with you guys as we go along. So as I do this more on a consistent basis, I'm sure the people will be tuning in. Interviews that I'm guessing I'll have, some might be live, some might not. So just giving you a heads up about that, and you will know. But that's it for this one. Thank you so very much for watching this latest tech stream of the Andres Segovia Show. Check out my stuff at theandresegovia.com. And anything and everything about me is over there, and you can follow me across the socials at the Andres Segovia on X_Andres Segovia. I put up the Ranger Candy stuff because go get coffee from rangercandy.com, rangercandycoffee.com. Use promo code the Andres Segovia. You get free shipping on your order, no matter how big or small. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you on the next one.